Hey yo, what's the deal? You know who it is. It's the Don. Yeah, Tony Teflon, House Teflon, Teflon 316. We pull the strings. Yeah, and we do that here on Teflon TV. And what's the deal, my people? I'm back with you, back at you with another video. And this video is the question and answer video to the last video I put up, which was the top 10 fighters in Game of Thrones. And I don't think people realize how hard it really is to do that. It is extremely hard to make that video. There's so many fighters, so many characters. You can go back so far that it is very, very hard. So, but I put it together. So let's see what y'all said about that. And we'll go down these questions real quick and try to answer them. And there are a whole bunch of them, 106. So we'll do it, see, from the newest ones first. No, it's probably not fair to do it that way, but we'll do it like that. Alright. And down the list. Timothy Smith says, how about a top 10 battlefields, commanders, and generals video? His picks would be Tywin Lannister, Robb Stark, Stannis, Dany doesn't have much, Khal Drogo. Alright, so yeah, I could definitely do that, and I would like to do that. That's a good idea. So I will. I mean, everyone on your list, obviously Dany cannot be on the list. What the fuck does Dany know about battlefield tactics? Nothing. As I said before, Dany is known for fucking her way to the top. That's the bottom line. No one can tell me anything different. But Tywin Lannister, Robb Stark never lost a battle. How can he be there? Stannis, obviously, you know. Khal Drogo, he has this Khalasar. I got, I'd have to look at the list, make the seed, do something on that. See, but we'll see if we can do something on that. 1998 champions. That was a great list. Thank you. I agree, Robert was the top. I do find it ironic that he was taken out by a pig. LOL. And he did not die in battle. Yeah, well, that's usually how it happens, I think, Kind of like Omar in The Wire getting taken out by a child, if anyone watched The Wire. Yeah, but Robert has to be the top. I know people ask him, he has to be. I can't see how, if it's one-on-one combat, anyone would ever beat Robert Baratheon. I mean, Khal Drogo is close, but the fact that Khal Drogo doesn't have any armor, I think that he's gonna get caught with the hammer, and that's it. And one shot with the hammer, I don't care who you are, from Robert, it's over, man. Let's see. So, the Angel, I have to agree with the list, but Stannis has to be an honorary mention. The fact that he was a better fighter than Oberyn Martell. One-on-one combat, I don't think Stannis can make the list. And I love Stannis as my dude, you know what I mean? Stannis Bannerman all day. But I can't see him being there in any type of fighting like that. Tactical, yes, but just not one-on-one fighting. Melee, that's not his style. All right, Devon. Mance Rayder unified everyone in the North and beating every leader beyond the wall. And he did. And, Mance Rayder could be considered there, but I don't know the level of the fighters, of the people beyond the wall to who he beat, to compare him with. Now, Daniel Donnelly puts in there Corin Halfhand, Mance Rayder too. So Corin Halfhand, yes, obviously the Halfhand is the man, and Halfhand was a better fighter than Mance Rayder. He should be there, but who do you take off? Who do you take off? Do you think that Halfhand would have beat the Mountain or the Hound? I mean, and that's why people said Loras Tyrell. I mean, when Loras got thrown around by the Mountain, if you want to go by the show, what they showed in the show, like a doll, and the Mountain and the Hound had to come and save him. Loras also got beat by Brienne. I know people said, how come Brienne's not there? Brienne beat Jaime when Jaime was held captive and handcuffed and beat down. And she beat him easy, but he had all that. The Hound, everyone she beat these people when they were wounded. So she did beat Loras Tyrell to get her spot on the Rainbow Guard. And but I just can't put her there just for that reason. And that's the only it's the reason most people aren't on it. It's because there's just no space for them. I just can't see putting them there. Also, there was some Game of Thrones news real quick. New characters being released. And the way I see it is so what? It's nothing special. They didn't really do anything special. I mean, they showed a clip of what Jaime and Dawn. We knew that already that Jaime was going to Dawn. So that's not. They cast a couple of characters who the names aren't even in the book. That's nothing to me. I think the good news and the big news that came out is that they're doing flashbacks. But since they already cast Maggie the Frog and we knew that, I mean, we didn't think they were gonna have Maggie still alive, right? So obviously it has to be a flashback. And hopefully they did have the scene that was going around, the picture of them of Brandon Stark getting burnt by Mad King Ares. I think they're just gonna use that. So that's what I think about it. But everyone acts like it's big news, but I don't really think it's a lot of big news. And they said it's so Bran. They say it's probably going to be in a little bit, so that is good to still have Bran in it. All right, let's go back to this. Bran Allen. I think Rhaegar was more of a jouster than a fighter. Yeah, you know, he was a great jouster, and possibly, it just seems the way they put forth Rhaegar, he could do everything. I mean, anything he tried to do, he was great at. And the fact that the way I see it, it's like you can only be as good as the people that are around you. You know what I mean? And the fact that his best friend was Sir Arthur Dayne, that's probably who he practiced with. So, and if Michael Jordan or LeBron James is your best friend, I'm not saying it's going to make you go to the NBA, but you're going to be better than everybody else right away. You know what I mean? Just from playing with them cats every day, man. You know what I mean? So, I got to put him up there. And that's just the way he's put forth to me in the books. That's why I got him up there. How can't you have him there? He went one on one with Robert and damaged Robert enough where Robert had to be carried off the battlefield. So if Robert's number one and he could do that to Robert, then he's got to be right there. Not saying he wasn't Glamored or somebody else. I know people want to get into that. I don't know. I don't believe that, but who knows? Who knows? Roger Oxford, Aegon the Conqueror, number one. Uh, I don't thank you for the comment on the wiki information, but I don't I don't think I need to check that right there. Um, Bottom line about Aegon, he had when you hear stories about Aegon, and I'm sure there'll be new stories from the Song of Ice and Fire book coming out. But what you hear about Aegon from what they have put forth, he's done everything on Dragonback. They haven't showed anything about his fighting skills one on one. So I can't give the guy any props just for the Dragon back. Uh, Brett Higgins, he has left his top 10. And his top 10 is number one, Robert Baratheon, Khal Drogo, Oberyn, Jaime Lannister, Sir Barristan Selmy, Syrio Forel, The Mountain, Ned Stark, Brienne of Tarth, the Hound. Now, I agree with part of it. I can't go with 8. I can't have Ned Stark in the list whatsoever. I just don't see how Ned, as a one-on-one fighter, he's never won any tournaments. You never hear about him doing anything like that. Uh, he's basically gotten help when he's had to fight somebody of significance. And he says that he would have been killed by himself by the sword in the morning without a doubt one-on-one. He had no chance of beating him. Not only would he be killed, he said he had no chance whatsoever to defeat that cat. So I can't see him being on the list. Sir Barristan Selmy way too low. I just don't think that Jaime Lannister or Oberyn could even touch Sir Barristan the Bold. And he's Barristan the Bold. He was beating these dudes when he was like 14 years old, Barristan the Bold. Come on, man. No, he has to be a little higher for me. That's just me, you know what I mean? But I like the list. Good list. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. Let's see. Tasman. You're right. Well, thank you very much. But he thinks Ned should be in the top 10. He killed many great knights. But I don't like Ned Stark. Yeah, you're right. I guess he was answering Brett Higgins' question, and you're right. I don't like Ned Stark. I do like Ned. It's not that I don't like him. It's just that I just don't think he's a fighter. He's like Stannis. He's more of a battlefield commander. You know, uh, when he got caught by when he was captured, that's what Tywin said. He won't be leading any armies from his cell, and that's all he was concerned about was him leading armies, not him being the actual fights. And right, like people like Robert Baratheon. When you have him on, Robert Baratheon is like, it's like kind of like if you're in a little league team and you're not the best player, but you're like, man, if I could just save my ups and I can get up, Big Jimmy can get him up. You know, he can win the game for us. All I gotta do is get on base and man, let Big Jimmy do his thing. That's what Robert is. You know, Robert gives you confidence. You know, you playing on the court with Michael Jordan. All you gotta do is two passes and shoot and pass it to him. Let that man do his work. That's what Robert is. And the people on the King's Guard, because obviously you seen from the Tower of Joy that when they were so animate that the battle would have been different if they were there, the Knights of the King's Guard, but Rhaegar told them that they can't go, but they were adamant that the battle would have been totally different if they were there. They would have definitely won that battle with them there. So, which could have possibly happened. But so you could say Rhaegar caused his own defeat. Hmm. Steve says the only thing better than this vid would be a top 25, you know, and people would still comment about their characters didn't make the list. No doubt. I think that they were not just comment about the characters that didn't make the list, but more about the order that they're in when you get to that 25. But if I'm telling you, try it. You try to make 10 and tell me what you come up with. Let's see, whatever. Maester Payne. Um, We didn't ever get WCW, NWA where I grew up, but I always read about Abdul's bloody matches in PWI magazine. Listen, Abdul the Butcher was those matches, every barbed wire match. I mean, before ECW, before all that, it was Abdul the Butcher, Bruiser Brody. These guys going through tables, using anything the audience uh, came out with. I used to go see ECW when it was in Queens on Queens Boulevard when it first started. We used to go all the time, and when you just we used to bring stuff. And I remember when people were the first people just bringing stuff, and they started using it in the crowd, and we used to just get drunk and just go out there. That's what it was for us. But no, no doubt, I'm telling you, Abdul the Butcher, Strong Buas, same person. Let's see. Let's get one more in here if I can. How long have we been running real quick? 13 minutes, not that long. We can get some more up in here. Let's see. It says, Mr. Diecast 69. Only thing you got wrong is Sandor could gain. He got beat by Brienne, but people forgot he was slower, infected by a bitten neck. He would have crushed Brienne in good health. But for this reason, he was top 10. Weakness against fire. He's still too easy to destabilize on the field, but he still beat Beric Dondarrion in the fire. So listen, the bottom line is he went up against a guy with a fire sword, with his weakness, and still he cut that fucker in half, right down his shoulder blade. You're right, you know, I I can't put him above the guy that I have. You know, it's just I can't do it. That just for the reason that he did lose, even though he was infected. You know, I can't give him the pass. He still fought the fight, and I just don't see him beating the guys above him. And that's the only reason he's that low. And that's it. Thank you for all the people who said great comments about the rebrand of Teflon TV. I appreciate that. Um, Anything else in here real quick? because I have a couple of other videos I got to get to and upload. So I want to do that, so keep these a little bit shorter so I can get more done quicker and upload it to you better and faster. Uh, Virgil Hawkins, Littlefinger's the best fighter. He fights folks without a sword. So does Cersei. That's what I said. And he says his best weapon is between her legs. That's the best weapon for a lot of women. And I don't mind. I don't mind. uh, let's see. Anything else? Anyone got their own list up here? All right. So I have another people. Last one I'll say is most people are saying that, like Casey Stark, they're saying that I left off Victarion Greyjoy. Now, I did leave off Victarion Greyjoy. And if people know me, they know Victarion Greyjoy is one of my favorite characters. And I hate to leave him off. But if I put him in the list, right, he's got to be around the Mountain and the Hound because he's kind of like them to me anyway. Same type of brute guy. But the people we've seen him fight, all right, are people that are unarmored and he's wearing full plate armor on boats and he's getting hit multiple times, but they can't do anything because he has armor on, and then he smashes them with his shield and his axe and he's taking them out because they have nothing. So when you see him fighting these people, it's kind of unfair, and he's still taking blows. That guy, the Rose dude, was putting it to him, you know what I mean? And had him, and he had to catch the dude's sword and with his hand and rip it away, which is a great move, you know what I mean? It's like Rob Royish, and he had to do his thing, but that's what he had to do to get out of it, you know what I mean? So it's that's the way I see it. That's the only reason why he's not there. But if I did have him there, he'd be either the Hound or the Mountain. He'd be no higher than them. And that's the reason why. Hey, yo, so I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back with more videos soon. And the reason why I'm holding off on the other one, I'm just waiting for the World of Ice and Fire book to drop. It's about to drop in a week or so. And I want to read up on that because I don't want to put out a theory video and then that contradicts it. So I'm going to wait a little bit for theory video on that. If I can get another question and answer video or something else going on during the week, I will, because I still have to do the video I did before, answer the questions on that of how I thought the book, the Winds Winter will end and why. So I still got to answer those questions, and I will. I'll be back on Teflon TV doing some more things soon. Also got the great Claire Gray and Mace the Pain on deck. So we're doing big things here. So please subscribe, thumbs up it, put your thumbs up it, baby. Subscribe, tell your friends about me. Like this, because we trying to rise, baby. We trying to rise. I hope you like the new fan art. Shout outs to the people who got that done for me. I really do appreciate it. On my new banners and all that. And we gonna keep moving. So as always, you know who it is. It's the Don. Yeah, Tony Teflon, House Teflon, Teflon 316. We pull the strings here on Teflon TV. Peace, and we out. Stay sexy.